Alright, I let this dry overnight to make sure it was nice and dry. As you can see, I went back in and did a whole lot of extra touches up with the liquid watercolor to brighten up some of the areas. What we need to do now is re-ink the lines that got faded out from the paint and from the Frisket. So I'm going to take a medium-sized one here. This is a Copic multi-liner 0.35, and I'm just going to find a piece of paper to put against my hand so I don't smear anything. And then we're just going to re-ink the areas. And that can help kind of bring things together a little bit more again. We're just pretty much tracing what was already there before. You want to use a pen that's not going to bleed too much. Try to use the same diameter that you ink the drawing itself with so you don't redo your lines too much. Because we're not so much redrawing as we are just brightening things up. I'm not going to make you watch me ink the whole thing because it's nothing new that you haven't seen yet. But already you can start to tell that it's really helping to bring the whole composition together. Let's do the laces real quick. It's some of these little extras that can really make a composition look finished and have that wow factor that they kind of always forget to tell you in the how-tos and other book sources. There we go. Do a little bit more. Technically, you could do this with a brush and some ink, but this is a little bit easier. You could also use a writing pen. I used to use the Uniballs, but they do have a tendency to smear, so you can check out these Copics and see if they do any better. They don't have as much shine, but I'll take non-smearing over shine any day. And the face has really thin lines, so just real quick I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to take a really thin pen. As you can see, I've got a whole mess of them here. Let's see here, let's go with 0.3. That's pretty thin. I think that's still a little bit thicker than what I want to use for the face itself. So I'm just going to hit the ears and the outside of the face. Get my paper back in here so I don't smear. And the collar some. You don't actually have to ink every single line again. Just enough that you get the line emphasis back. Around the hair a little bit. And now I'm going to look for my really thin 005 to hit the face, since that part was the area that really got lightened up by the Frisket. Get his nose again. And of course the eyes. Yeah, that's really bringing it out. I'll make a scan of this later so you can see it better. So unfortunately my zoom just does not want to zoom super close to something flat on my table here. Redarken the pupil there. Get his eyebrow. Now this is a point where you definitely want to go slow and don't want to rush. Don't want to ruin all that work you just spent. There we go, that looks pretty awesome. Yay! I'll redo the edge of his eyes. Give them a little bit more contrast. There. Do a little bit more with his hairline. But as you see, I'm not going to go through all of his hair because I don't want that to be too emphasized. Can you still see? Yeah. And I'm going to finish this on my own for a little bit, and when it's complete, I'll see you in a few. Bye! And we finished inking. I think it looks pretty good. How about you? All we have left to do now is to sign it and then pull it out of the paper, or the tape. You do have to be real careful when you do that because it can rip. So you just sign it wherever you're going to sign it. Woo. Don't forget the date. And then we just pull it out of. And you have those nice white edges. And as you can see, sometimes it does bleed through. That's okay, because normally that's the edge that's going to get framed. And now to get the fun of trying to undo all the tape. Woohoo! Tear that off. And be really, really slow when you do that because it can rip. So it's best to hold like the edges and then pull a little bit off. You also want to make sure that your paper is dry before you try to take the tape off, otherwise it will definitely rip. Okay. That's where fingernails come in pretty handy. And we hold the edge of the paper. See, it ripped a little bit there. It's okay, it just got the edge of the page. Nice and slow. And now we're done. Ta-da! Well, I hope you enjoyed our tutorial on how to do a watercolor. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email or leave me a comment. See you next time. Bye!